Back at you with another one. Arsenal 4, Molde 2 at the Aviva Stadium. That's now 6 wins in 6 games, leaving us first in our group with Molde's and runners-up. So in terms of goal scorers, Eddie Nketiah, Mohamed El-Nene, Joe Willock, and Balogun. It was good to see Balogun come on and get a goal and assist within the few minutes he had within the game. But we'll get on to him and the game itself. But overall, I thought it was a decent game. As I said on the preview video, I enjoyed Thursday nights because I don't have to see that rugged, crappy performance I see on Sunday. And I don't have to see idiots like Xhaka and Bellerina and players that I detest and just constantly making the same errors. And we get to see some of the youth as well. And my only disappointment was that we didn't see more of the Hale End boys. Like, for example, why did Dani Ceballos come on? Why did Mohamed El-Neni start? Why wasn't Miguel Aziz given the time Ceballos had on the pitch? Stuff like that really annoys me. But then again, if I'm going to take off my bias hat and place myself in Arteta's shoes, is he doing that maybe to get their fitness levels up, their confidence up? Maybe. I don't know, but I'm just sort of speaking from a selfish perspective. But let's get on to the player ratings. So we set up on a interesting way, and that quite concerned me because I always sort of said from earlier on in the Europa League stages that I would like to see Arteta trial out some sort of formation setup so that we can implement that going forward in the season. And yet what I've seen is he's just sort of changing it from week in, week out. The last 2 games it was 4-4-2. Week before the game before that it was 4-3-3, and then the week before that it was a similar formation to what we've got on screen here. So that's been my main concern, and it just seems like he doesn't really know or he's doubting himself. But we're here to go and discuss the game and the players themselves. Alex Runnison, I did sort of say I had some doubts over him, whether he could maintain and sort of be that replacement and backup to Leno if anything was to happen to him. And I just don't think he's good enough. I'm really, really concerned if, God forbid, anything was to happen to Bernd Leno. If this guy was to come in, you think 15th was bad? My God. Yeah, you best pray if Leno stays fit this season because he's not good enough from what I've seen. And it just shows another regretful purchase. Why didn't we just promote Matt Macy if we were going to get David Raya from Brentford? Then why not just in the meantime rely on Matt Macy? Because you've got someone, from what I've seen, is he really better than Matt Macy? I don't know, and I don't think so. He definitely doesn't have the stature of Matt Macy. But yeah, he doesn't really convince me, and he gets a 5. Moving on to the centre backs, Callum Chambers. Good to see him have a full 90 minutes after his long injury. And I thought he was one of our better defenders before he was out injured. So, and I've always maintained he's a good squad player. I wouldn't necessarily start him within our starting 11, but yeah, he's a decent backup. So I'd keep Callum Chambers. And for me, in terms of today's performance, he gets a 6, and he was quite unfortunate not to get that goal at the end due to an offside decision. Moving on to Mustafi. He didn't really put a foot wrong with the exception of the first goal. It looked like him and Marie were in no man's land. But then again, we were playing Dundalk, so what do I really expect? I'm not going to, just because I don't rate him as a footballer, I'm not going to be biased and give him a low mark. So for me, Mustafi, sorry, he gets a 5 for me. Pablo Marie looks good, looks strong, but I'm still quite concerned. I always maintain against sort of smaller, pacey, trickery strikers, he will struggle. Up against let's say, Sterling, Kun Aguero, Jamie Vardy, I don't think he can cope. Against Olivier Giroud, Bamford, yep, all day long. That's a type of sort of strikers I can sort of see him excelling. Moving on to the wing backs, Maitland-Niles, thought he had a good game, linked really, really well with Smith Rowe. And yeah, nothing really sort of bad to say. It just really annoys me. Why is he going to play? And I know what that means. That means come Sunday, we're going to see Xhaka and Bellerina. And it really frustrates me, but I'm not on £6 million a year to make those decisions, but in terms of today's performance, Maitland-Niles, he gets a 7 for me. I like the way he played today. Cedric, you know, it was at times defensively he looked a bit shaky, but I thought he looked really well with linking up with whoever's on the right hand side, whether that be Pepe or Smith Rowe. One thing I do like about Cedric, and notice this year, he can at times sort of go on the sort of touchline, or he can sort of come in infield. Whereas Bellerin sort of stays here, he comes in infield, or he stays around here, and he gets exposed trying to track back. So I think with that as well, you link up well with the right winger, and you can either cross it in, or you can sort of cut back for the striker in a penalty box. So he brings a completely different dimension to what Bellerina doesn't usually do, and it's just upsetting knowing that he played 90 minutes means he's definitely not going to play. And I'm not saying he's a great right back, by the way. I don't like him. I don't rate him, sorry. However, let's be honest, he's better than Bellerin. So based on today's performance, he gets a 6 for me. Mohamed El-Neni, wow, what a strike and what a goal. So I think he's sort of put himself into the Sunday starting 11 after that performance and that goal. So Mohamed El-Neni, he gets an 8. Great goal. Joe Willock, yeah, I know he scored, and it's just there was this right towards the end, we had that break, and he had Balogun through centrally, Pepe on the to the left of him. And what did he do? He just took too many touches and lost the ball, as per usual. It's always been my issue with him, and it just seems like he doesn't learn from his lessons. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to give him a 6. Smith Rowe, I thought he ran the show really. Yeah, I'm going to go as far as to say he was my man of the match. I would like to see him feature now in the Premier League. He has to be at least on a bench come Sunday, or otherwise, what's the point? What's the point of games like this? Smith Rowe, as I said, gets an 8. Man of the match for me. Nicolas Pepe, he got an assist, but he didn't really sort of liven up the game as usual from what we've seen from Pepe on Thursday nights. So yeah, average game. Got an assist. He gets a 6 for me. Eddie Nketiah done well to get his goal. Very persistent, but at times you see from him he's very, very greedy. There was this one moment where he tried to sort of spin the defender and take a shot when the defender was very close and he got blocked. But then he had Joe Willock literally 2 meters ahead of him. Why not just tee up to him? And then you see that same scenario play later on in the game with Balogun. And guess what Balogun does? He does the right thing, tees it up. I've always said he's very, very greedy, and he just does nothing for me outside the penalty box. Within the penalty area, yeah, great. He's a fox in a box. That's what he's all about. But he's got nothing else to his game, and I don't think we need a striker like that at this moment in time. But I can't fault him on his goal, and he did well to get that. So and it was the first goal as well. So I'll give him a 6. Moving on to the subs, Ceballos came on. I didn't really do anything to sort of wow me, but he didn't play poor either. He gets a standard 5. Balogun, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Balogun next. I thought he had, I can't remember, I believe it was half an hour, or less than half an hour, sorry, and less than that time he got an assist and a goal. I would give him man of the match, but because he didn't start and he didn't have, actually, I'd give him tie. Balogun, Smith Rowe have to tie man of the match. Yeah, Balogun gets it for me. He gets an 8. He got an assist and he got a goal. And for me, come on, we need to stop trying this experiment with Eddie Nketiah. Clearly, for me, he's a better striker, and I'm sure many Arsenal fans out there agree as well. So, what is it Arteta sees about Eddie Nketiah that we can't see? And what is it about giving Balogun more game time that he can't understand? Will A, make him sort of happy and sign that contract? B, we can integrate him to the first team squad, and I sort of think his build up game, his strength, hold up play, sort of smart passing around the penalty box is something we need. We need a different dimension up in attack, and maybe let's try out Balogun. And who else came on? Miguel Aziz and Cottrell. I thought Aziz looked good. I thought he If anything, and I've been saying, I thought maybe Ben Cottrell was perhaps closer in his development to get into the first team, but based on tonight's performance, Aziz looks stronger, more composed. So I'm gonna have to give Miguel Aziz 7. I'm gonna have to give him a 7, and Ben Cottrell a 5. So that's my player ratings, and thank you so much. Please do like and subscribe, and let me know if you agree with my player ratings. All the best. Take care.